YouTube, how we doing? Pass the prop back here again. We are here Wednesday show a little early today. MLB slate starts early. So we got to get this out a little bit early for you guys. Joined as always by my guy Stu. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I can't complain. Doing pretty good, obviously. Been a nice stretch on the show recently. And when, the betting's going well, life is going pretty well. So can't really complain too much. Got a good slate in the MLB, a solid slate in the NBA today. So excited to keep that momentum going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's always fun when, stuff's clicking and kind of going the way you kind of plan things out. So makes our job a little bit easier when you build some cushion early on in these seasons. I guess I will start get this rolling just because your boy is going to the game today. They play at noon. My crew facing off today against the Royals. Dude, it's exciting. I get to watch Bobby Witt in person, which obviously I'm excited about. That's probably the biggest reason for me. But ace matchup too. We get Peralta and Reagan, so fun game for me to go and watch. I enjoy obviously watching pitching, so this will be a fun day for me. Pop over there for like an hour 10, and then go to work right after. So, but at least you get to watch a little bit. Be my first game of the season, and try to get to 15 or 20 a year.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you said, you're getting like the ace versus ace matchup, which is always fun right there. I mean, that's kind of the ideal setup. And if your bullpen blows it or something like that, you won't even have to see the end. But no, it's always good. I got to get out to a Nats game as well. You're inspiring me right now. I believe they're out in Toronto for a little bit longer, but definitely got to get out to one of them. And yeah, I hope your Brewers win. I know you had a pretty good record last year when you were in attendance.
Yeah, they did good. I cashed them last night. I took them as a favorite there. I know everybody's kind of against them, but it's fade the Renton, bro. Come on now. What are we doing here? It don't matter if I know everybody's seeing that we threw a bullpen guy, but we got a good bullpen. It's just the torpedo bats, whatever the fuck they are, kind of taking over the world. And the Yankees, obviously, with wind blowing out in the shortest ballpark known to man, no shit, they're going to hit bombs, bro. They're going to hit bombs every time when they're there. So I know a lot more people were kind of hating the Brewers because they obviously got blown out by the Royals. But in the first game, I feel pretty good about tonight's game, even though I am a big Cole Reagans guy, so I'm excited to watch it. Let's get through a quick recap. Obviously, it's fun when we get a full sweep. So I'll kick it over to you to start us off with Keontae.
Yeah, Keontae George got the job done. I mean, if there were any lines up from today, we might be talking about him again, honestly. But just an aggressive bench score and got the job done. No sweat on this one.
Very nice, very nice. And and really no sweat on this one either for me. Christopher Sanchez looked money. He looked awesome. I was kind of nervous he got hurt there in like the fifth inning, and I'm like, are they really going to screw me over like this? Is this really going to happen? Because he gave up a homer, and then that guy would have been on base. And I'm like, are we going to really bring in a reliever, and this guy's just going to give up a tank? But luckily, he was good. He was chilling, and we ended up having him finish out the inning and cashed us on that. One earned run, an absolute mammoth tank though. He gave up a bomb, but he looked great. 7 Ks outside of that homer. Was completely lights out. So shout out Christopher Sanchez. A good start to the season for him. And then heading over to, again, I just don't understand how I could get a Blanco line at 5 strikeouts. Blanco is so filthy. Like Renier Blanco looked awesome. 5 strikeouts. Soroka, did his thing. We kind of expect. Didn't throw terrible, but wasn't enough to get the win. But again, I just don't know how Blanco's at a playable price in a parlay at 5 strikeouts here. The dude is so disgusting. Upper 90s fastball, absolute hammer slider. They keep giving me 5s. I'm gonna keep taking it and take it to the bank.
Yeah, and I mean, if there's a team that knows how to maximize that kind of talent, it's those guys. I mean, they just get you looking better and better. But yeah, this was nice and easy. Like you said, Soroka looked a little better than expected, but still not really a sweat at all, obviously. So nice and easy cash right here is a great show.
Yeah, no, and not only that, but we did get a long shot. I got my first long shot of the year. My first one I played. A little sprinkle on both. I always usually threw it on action at like point. I think I put 0.5 on Tucker, 0.4 on PCA. And Tucker, I thought he had a couple really good swings early in the game, lineouts. I feel like I felt like I had a good read on the new stadium as well. and kind of feeling that part of the game out. Because now that ball's flying out there. I feel like this was the best price you're going to get Tucker at in a stadium like this, and I feel like people were still kind of thinking Coliseum a little bit. Because this should not have been lined here. Like Tucker at 400 plus is going to get my money. Last night hit another one, but a little bit lower odds. I think it was like 300, 330, something like that. So feel great hitting that early in the season. They're not as easy in MLB, but felt good about Kyle Tucker getting the job done for us.
Yeah, no, this was nice. Obviously, I played Tucker Homer as well. I know the whole world was kind of sweating it. He had, like you said, those doubles early in the game. You're like, okay, it's done. And then what was it, a ninth inning homer, eighth inning with
what? Position player.
Yeah, I was going to say with like what a 15-3 score, like one of those where you think the bet is just over and then he cashes at the last minute. It was like 1 a.m. too. I don't know if you were still.
I was watching.
It was late as hell. But yeah, that was awesome. Tucker got the job done, cashed the first past the prop long shot of the year for MLB.
All right. I just had to quote tweet your tweet there, Stu, and get that out. So, all right, we are 5-0. Start the season. 6.6 units. There. Basketball, still rolling. 17 units up in basketball right now, guys. NBA, college. It's been fun, right? And obviously, I want to keep that 0 as long as I can for past the prop. So I'll be rolling MLB again. Stu's got an NBA for you guys. Like I said, I got to get out here a little bit earlier than usual, just because I do have to head downtown to get down there. But Stu, give me a little overview of this slate. I obviously am not looking at NBA at all. I did cash the second half over in Minnesota last night, though. Oh my God. That was the most free bet ever. I was like, holy shit, dude, they're going to score 200 in the second half. It was wild.
Yeah, that game was crazy too. I mean, honestly, any time spent on this slate would be better. Just shout out Jokic. I mean, I don't know if you saw the reactions from I've never seen reactions from the other team's players that much of like, that guy's fucking good. Like, that's essentially what they all said. And every single one, even Anthony Edwards was like, that was like the best. I think he said outside of himself, that was like the best performance he'd ever seen. So, yeah, I mean, once again, Jokic just, I wouldn't want to have SGA MVP tickets, not because he might not win, not because, it's a close race or anything, but with what Jokic keeps doing down the stretch, man, it's going to be closer than the odds tell. I think that's the one thing I'll say for that. So, awesome performance.
600 ticket. I said this about a month ago. I grabbed that 600. I'm like, why is he? And I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better every day that goes by.
Yep, that's why I brought it up there. I know yourself and even a solid amount of like kind of sharpish people just got some of that Jokic access. When you get a number that high and he's putting up like historic Hakeem numbers multiple times a year, you want to have at least some access to that side. So I wanted to shout that out because today's slate does kind of suck. Nuggets are playing again, actually. So how the fuck do you price that game? Jokic after, 60-10-10? Like is Jokic even play? I would say 90% of guys don't. Jokic might actually still play against the freaking Spurs anyway. So I don't know. There's a lot of ugly games.
Sit Russ and put Murray back in.
Yeah,
Russ and put Murray back in. That ending of the game that's cut worthy, bro. That's cut worthy.
I'm a Russ fan, so I try to keip the negativity out, but it is rough. He's getting killed on the internet. It's pretty
awful.
perfect.
What are you fucking doing? Yeah. Just go buy him. Like jump and go buy him. How dumb are we, dude? Lose your missed a layup. Missed the fucking layup. That was even worse.
My thing is, in the real time, I didn't even think he fouled him, honestly. As soon as that happened, I just turned it off and went to bed because that was another one that was so late last night. These games are going into like 2 a.m. But yeah, bad. Russ is getting hated enough. I'm not going to add on to it, obviously. That guy's like the most hated guy in the world. But brutal end to kind of a pretty perfect game for the Nuggets. But yeah, don't really have too much for today's slate. I mean, I think the Knicks Cavs is the one like good game I'll probably be tuned into. But yeah, it's a pretty bad slate besides that.
All right, well, I'm going to kick it over to you, Sue. Start us off with a well-known guy to the show. We'll see how he does today.
Sounds good. We're going to Isaiah Collier over 16.5 points plus assists. If you've been watching, obviously, there have been a lot of Jazz player props on this show over the last couple months. And it's pretty simple. We talk about it all the time, but there's just more opportunity, right? A couple days ago, I went to Keontae George. I do like Keontae George. I actually had Collier and George both in that game. And what I like about Collier here is I think still – this is a good prop no matter what, but it's being priced like Colin Sexton is going to be back in and 100%. And this is a team that's been resting guys like all year long for no reason, right? Like for just, we want to lose games. We want to tank, like Laurie, just sit on the bench. Like that's been the reasoning. Colin Sexton has an actual injury. He had a pelvis injury. He missed last game. So they're going to bench all these guys for no reason all year to lose games, but they're going to rush back Colin Sexton from injury with 10 games left in the season? Like that, to me, that makes no logical sense. So the way I'm looking at it is I think we have a great price on Collier here, just in the sense that he's going to play 30 minutes. He's going to play in a blowout. He's going to really play no matter what. It's what he's done all year long. He's been the most consistent guy in terms of rotations and minutes. So I think it's a good bet for that reason. But then if, and I think when Colin Sexton gets ruled out, it's going to be 18.5, right? You're going to have to pay that premium, probably even 19.5 for a guy that has shown a lot of double-double upside. When I talked about him on the show for the double-double last time, I think he ended up with 7 assists and 10-ish, 12-ish points, something like that. He's a guy that for me, a lot of the year, I talked about then, I've been a little more concerned with the scoring, just because we know he's a good passer. We know the floor is there. He literally has 5 assists in 38 of 43 games with 25 minutes. I mean, that's crazy. Like, just to get to that benchmark of 5 is so, that consistency is pretty unheard of. He just passed John Stockton for the rookie assist leader in franchise history right there last game. So we know that's there. What I've been more impressed with, no Jordan Clarkson, possibly no Sexton, the shot volume's been there. I have to imagine the coaching staff is yelling, just shoot it. Doesn't matter if you're making it or not. We want those reps. We want that volume. And this is not a good matchup. I don't really like betting against Houston. I try to avoid that as much as possible. I don't actually know if I've even done it on the show. But the thing is, I respect all the individual defenders on their team. But the sum of its parts isn't the best defense in the league. They're a good defense. They have a lot of good individual players, but they still leak transition points. They can get sped up from time to time. And I think that's what the Jazz are going to do here. They're going to run. They're going to make this game ugly. They'll probably get their asses kicked, and then Collier should do pretty good along the way. So pretty simple right here. It's just taking advantage of some minutes. I don't think it's fully been adjusted right here yet. And I think we're getting a good line on a guy that is, he has such a safe floor. You're really not asking for much at all. You're asking for baseline performance here. But I think there's a lot of upside for him to crush this number. So give me Isaiah Collier over 16.5 points assists, widely available, -110.
Yeah, he's been on the show more than most, right? Especially more than any other Jazz player, right? We haven't been. I feel like Jazz have a few guys that we've been playing, but I feel like Collier definitely has been the top guy on the show for sure. But yeah, I have nothing else to say on this NBA slate. I unfortunately cannot give you too much. I've kind of just been locked in on the MLB streets, so I will just continue to transfer over right away, and we can get to that, because this might be one of the best slates. I texted you this morning, this might be the best slate I've seen in a while, man. This slate is absolutely loaded. And when you look at slates like this, it's you got to pick your spots. You got to pick your guys, and you got to roll with them, because if you just go with big names, so one of those big guys falling today. It's going to happen, because it's going to be just chalk city on a lot of these. But I just have a feeling that one of them will definitely be, kind of in that struggle bus today. I kind of have that feeling. So reason I bring that up is because you have Hunter Green on this, right? We have Skeens. We have Peralta Reagans. We have Pablo Lopez even thrown today, if you want to put him in that spot as well. You can go down this list. Luis Castillo, Tarek Skubal might be one of the better ones as well. You go down there even further, you got Framber, right? Down on there tonight. Wheeler, Rodon Gallen, Snell. There's not much more you can ask for as a baseball fan than to watch a slate like this. So I'm obviously very excited to get to it and kind of talk my spots here. Kind of mentioned that I got to move a little bit quicker just because obviously I'm heading down there today. But I will be having a bet in that game, and it's going to be what I have here as well. So I have a minus 108 here. I'm going to Tarek Screwball under 1.5 walks. That's obviously doing a lot of the heavy lifting here when you look at, it's minus 155, minus 160 on most books. And Reagan's, I think, is like minus 500. So it's like, you guys know, in baseball, I will not play minus 140s. I will not play minus 160s. It's just not in the cards. It's way too variant. And I do not be wanting to hold a ticket where I have all of this kind of over my head with the juice, just because in baseball, if you're playing that much juice a lot, it's going to make it tough on you, because it's hard enough to win a one bet in MLB, let alone having to win two to just break even when you take another one like that. So let's start out with Screwball just because it's doing the heavy lifting. I love these spots. Both these guys coming off awful performances to start the season. And mind you guys, they played some damn good teams. Reagan's faced the Guardians. Screwball faced the Dodgers, right, on national TV in his first matchup. Like, would you ask for, in Reagan's case, a worse strikeout matchup? No. Could you ask for a worse matchup for everything else in Screwball? No, it's terrible, right? And you guys have known this if you've been watching the show. I've been doing this quite a bit where I'm going back to these spots on these guys where they're coming off of a bad start, right? It's not even bad. It's a tough matchup across the board. There's like no one here that would say that they would want to face the Dodgers opening day, right? That's just not something that you want to see. And I don't think anybody would really want to see the Dodgers on their first start. So I look at Screwball's numbers, and again, he only walked one guy, and he's facing the best team in terms of walk. It's them and the Yankees who take the most walks. He only had one, right? In the last 3 years, he has yet to get over a 5% walk rate. He's been top 5% in that category over the last 3 years, or last 2 years, and obviously starting this one. But why would you be pitching around these guys? Like, what is your thought process here? You have better stuff, right? He's obviously got the best stuff, some of the best stuff in the league, first off. Second, you're facing a team that you should absolutely overpower. There is nothing here that you should have any issues here at all on these guys, because, damn, this team sucks. The Mariners' offense sucks. And I've talked about this for a while now. The Mariners right now have a 5.8% walk rate, a 30% K rate to lefties so far this year. I know it's an extremely small sample size, 70 at-bats, 57 WRC plus. That is not good, guys. I just played Jeffrey Springs against these guys. What the fuck do you think Tarek Screwball is going to do to him, right? Unfortunately, for me to get a price like this, I need to take 8 strikeouts. Or I can just take it where I think this guy is just going to go in there, fill up the zone, and absolutely dominate these dudes. So I feel like when you have that, I don't want to say sense of security because it's not security, but it's like you have that confidence that every time you go out there, you're better than every single player that you're going against, first off. Second, my God, dude, this team sucks. Like, it's just another thing in the back of your head that's like, all right, let me fill up the zone. I have good enough stuff to beat every single one of these guys. And the Seattle team coming off of a late-night game last night, I don't even know who they're going to be starting. We could see backups, and their starters already stink. What do you think their backup's going to do here? So, ton of swing and miss. Like I said, 30% K rate to start the year already against lefties, and not walking to anybody, because I feel like they got to start thinking, hey, maybe let's try to put the ball in play instead of fucking continuing to be at a laughing stock and a target of every single prop better of taking strikeouts against this team. Second, Reagan's facing my Brewers. We just talked about how bad the Seattle team is against left-handed pitching. The Brewers are not much better. Last year they were a little bit better. But I feel like this is a tough spot. We saw Rodon kind of get his in the first matchup of the season. Looking at the Brewers so far this year, they have a 63 WRC plus, 27% K rate to lefties. Unfortunately, I looked at their lineup. They did not do what I was expecting. I was expecting Cheerio to start at the top of the lineup, but they're starting Terang at the top. Obviously, I'm a Terang guy. He's my boy. But I don't like lefties against Reagan's, and I feel like this number should be a lot bigger than minus 500 even at 5 strikeouts, because this Brewers team has been very, very strikeout prone. Looking at the lineup today, we have Collins in the 3-hole, bro. Isaac Collins. Fuck we doing, bro? What are we doing here? It's because Yelich is out.
Yeah.
No, I mean, obviously he's not good against lefties, but whatever. Frelick's going to be batting 5. Another lefty. Brutal. Capra? No. Garrett Mitchell? Lefty on left. Dude, this is going to be brutal. It's coming off a night game. They got their first win of the season. Brewers are very much kind of like loaded when the fans are kind of into it. This is going to be a dead game, bro. It's a fucking noon game on a Wednesday. Right? I got 10th row tickets for free because I know somebody, but that's different. Like if they're giving those out, come on now. This is not going to be a packed house by any means. So I'm all in on Ragans today. Even if he doesn't get, the K's immediately, I could see this being like him getting into the 6th inning because he's going through this lineup like Swiss cheese, bro. So I love Ragans today. Feel like he's kind of going under the radar when you look at this slate because you look at Freddie having an 8K game against the Yankees. He looked fantastic. You go down the list, like Screwball is going to get a lot. Skeens is going to get a lot. Obviously I don't mind any of them. They all are in fantastic spots, but I feel like Ragans has an underrated spot today and should be. This might be one of the best DFS slates I've ever seen. It's a noon slate with 10 games. And you have like 7 aces. So I think that Ragans could be one of those guys that kind of slips through the cracks. Sign me up for him, man. I think this is a great spot for Ragans.
Yeah, no, I like it. Obviously, if you're betting against your team, you have a pretty good read on those guys. So I feel pretty good about riding with that. And yeah, I love the Screwball stuff. I mean, that was one of the first things I looked at last night, just looking at the slate was like, one, I mean, I watched the Mariners. I had Mariners first 5 in some parlays. I watched Logan Gilbert give up 1 run, and you literally can turn it off and go like, I'm over. It's fucked. Like I'm gonna lose this bet. Like maybe there's a 10% chance Victor Robles, gets on first, steals, and they somehow tie it up. But like, you just have no confidence in this offense whatsoever. So, yeah, I mean, I took Screwball under 4.5 hits allowed. I told you that briefly before the show right there. I'm a big fan of anything Screwball today. So, definitely fire in this parlay right here. I know for everyone watching right now, it does start in, I believe, like an hour or 2. So, make sure to get it in as soon as possible.
Yeah, dude. It's he's a monster, man. Him and Skeens, 1 and 2 in drafts on those. For fantasy, and they both are on the mound today in great matchups. So I'm excited to watch in this one. So let's get through a quick recap. We got Tyrone in here talking in. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We got 30 of you guys in here live with us. Thank you for joining me and Stu a little bit early today and joining us on your Wednesday mid-morning with your coffee maybe a little bit here. So Stu, let's get through a quick recap, and if you have some lunch, we can talk.
Sounds good. In the NBA, we got Isaiah Collier over 16.5 points and assists, -110, pretty much on every sports book right now. And if it gets bumped without Sexton, if you're watching 4 hours later, you weren't here live, you missed the good line, and there's no Sexton, I would still take the bump up to like 18.5.
Good stuff. I'll be on Tarek Screwball under 1.5 walks. Cole Reagan's 5 strikeouts at -108 over on DraftKings right now. So good looks. Stu, you got a long shot today, or are we kind of waiting a little bit?
The board is rough right now. So there's one guy I'll throw out. If we get lines on this guy, Colby Jones for the Wizards. Kings revenge game today. This Jones motherfucker, they've been playing him like 25 minutes for no reason every night. I don't know why. I don't think he's part of the long-term plan or whatever, but he still plays a ton. He plays a lot of garbage time, and he's been on the Kings for 2 years, and he didn't do shit over there. So if I were him, I'd have some resentment. A team never gave me an opportunity, never gave me a chance. Now you're playing as 14-point dogs. If we get Colby Jones lines, that's my player you have to Google, but I think it's going to have a good game call for today. But yeah, that's really all I got. I did have one quick question. MLB tonight, we got Bryce Elder. I see over 4.5 hits allowed, over 2.5 earned runs. Is that free? The Dodgers are crushing everybody. Like what? Why is that? Why shouldn't I take that? Just real quick. I don't want to hold you, but
Bryce Elder. I'm just worried that he's going to walk guys. Those are the times that I am kind of worried about those. That doesn't hurt the earned runs. I just feel like, you might get a little bit more bullpenny spot because he's probably the 5th fourth, fifth in this rotation. Obviously, you got Sale yesterday, who threw extremely well. So you probably have a little bit more bullpen action in this one. So that'd be my only worry. I think that if I was going to take one, I would take the under earned runs, even though that's even probably more scary. Under, because I don't think he's going to go that long. I think he might go through the lineup once.
Okay, interesting.
What's his walks? If it's 2 and I get like a good price, I might take his walk.
2.5 plus 110.
Fuck. See, that's another reason why that hits is tough.
Yeah.
If he's walking 3 dudes, he's gonna be.
Yeah. I'll stay away from the hits. That's a good point.
So maybe it'd be earned runs then. Maybe it'll be earned runs and under on the hits. Maybe that's where it is because fuck, I can't see him going more than 60 pitches, bro.
That's fair.
Like if you're the Braves, bro, why would I want this guy facing a lineup third time? Like cross the fingers, man. Like,
yeah. No, that's
3 walks at that good of a price is crazy. You don't see that very much. That's like that's a price you don't see.
No, that's true. The walks is normally a good giveaway to stay away from the hits. Like, yeah.
I think I misspoke. Yeah, I definitely would lean that over the earned runs. I think I said under earned runs. I would probably lean the over earned runs under hits if I had to pick.
Okay, sounds good. Those just jumped off to me. I was like, the Dodgers feel like free every night. Like they just got Sale last night. Now we're going to Elder. Like, come on, So I figured I'd at least bring that up real quick before we got out of here. Appreciate you answering my question. That's all I got today.
Yeah, and lastly, when we do these early shows, I know you guys want long shots. Unfortunately, I don't have any right now just because it's really early. And MLB hasn't been giving me like these daily leaders yet. All they want to do is keep putting fucking torpedo shit. Fuck that. Don't play any of these torpedo bets. It's stupid as fuck. Do not do it. Do not do it because they're already taking off the value of it, dude, because they already know that they're using it. So, like, Ellie should not be the numbers I'm seeing on Ellie, right? I know he's great, but he's not a 50 home run a year guy. That's not what he is. But now since he's using the bat and he had 2 bombs first day using it, now everybody thinks he's just going to hit nukes every day, right? He's getting priced in a range where I don't like. He should not be priced better than Kyle Tucker. Like Kyle Tucker is on another planet right now, and I just had to get that out there because I'm seeing way too much of those. Oh man, I mean I cannot imagine that that's a great price at all. I don't mind, dude. I actually really like Ryan Pepio today. Like I love Ryan Pepio.
Me too. Hell yeah. Okay.
This is a guy that I don't like playing for no runs first inning. I can't imagine that's a good price on the no run first inning, but I do like Pepio. I think that he's going to be undervalued today as everybody wants to bet Skeets. So I think that that's definitely a guy I would prefer to go to.
100% agree. I played a little bit of his case this morning, so very glad to hear you say that. And yeah, no, I agree with your question. That's got to be like minus 350 for that prop he's talking about right there, which in some cases, those parlayed is actually really sharp. I used to do that a while ago, but you got to do that against like not like you can't be doing it in games like this where the price is that crazy. You got to be a little bit more sneaky, I think, unless I'm wrong and you actually got a good price on that, then shout out to you.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a little tougher. Thoughts on the Padres? I mean, the Padres are good, dude. Like, they're a good team. They're loaded. That pitching staff, loaded. Their lineup is loaded. Can I say without a doubt, I did not think Gavin Sheets would be their best hitter at this point in the year.
Yeah.
Yes. But, I mean, they should get the win tonight. I mean, they're playing at home against this. I believe they're facing off against Ben Lively, who threw opening day for them. But I will say that Braves team has looked fucking garbage. So they're 0-6 now. I know they got the Padres and then the Dodgers, but they haven't hit anything, dude. Like they haven't put together any runs. They got shut out by the Padres in one of them. They got actually 2 of them, back-to-back shutouts. Yeah, had 3. They scored, I believe they scored 3 runs against Cease. But then they blew out Ronaldo Lopez's arm. So now he's out. So it's like, I look at it, it's decent. But, I mean, they've got to avoid a lot of the big arms from the Guardians, too. So it's like, I don't know. I think they get the win tonight. They face Ben Lively. They got Cease on the mound. They should win. But, again, they're a top, 3 team in the NL? Like, it just sucks they're in the same division as Dodgers.
Yeah, and I feel like the Padres are a perennial like meltdown late in the year kind of team. Maybe I'm judging them harshly. But yeah, and I mean Tatis healthy is obviously huge too. I believe he talked about that before the season. I have a little bit of his like his home runs was super low. So have a little bit of that on over this year. So hoping they keep on killing. Morel obviously got that huge contract. 9 years.
Merrill.
Yeah, sorry, Merrill. Huge contract. That guy was one of my favorite hits, runs, RBIs last year because he was kind of newer, I guess. So they weren't pricing him. Like he was 1.5 every day, and he was one of those rare guys that was like that. So shout out to him. He made me a lot of money last year. Glad he's making some money now.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to correct you. I just know whenever I hear that, when you say it like that, I think of Christopher. Like when you say Morel like that. So I just immediately, I'm like, pretty sure he's on the Rays. I think he's somewhere else. I'm like, oh shit. Oh, okay, we're talking Jackson Merrill. Okay, there we go. Yeah, dude. Guess I'm just a DJ like that, bro. My fucking head spins with all these baseball player names in my head from all the DFS and stuff like that. So I'll be playing today. I don't think I'll have one Brewer in any of my lineups, which is disappointing, but we'll see. Stu, anything else for the people before we get out?
No, make sure to leave a like if you haven't already. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Fantastic start to the season. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Should be normal time on Friday. And yeah, keep the good times going. It's been a great run. Hopefully you guys have been cashing with us and excited to keep that going today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hopefully we can keep that 0. I'm really hoping we can keep it there. And obviously basketball is rolling as well. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back Friday. I'll have to look at the slate. I know baseball usually is a little bit later on Friday, so we should be good at normal time. But just make sure you're following us over on Twitter. Hit that like button. We appreciate you. Make sure you go follow Stu over on Twitter. I know you guys probably do already, but make sure we're over there, following over there and seeing all the other stuff that we got. So best of luck tonight, guys, and let's cash a couple tickets.